What's up everybody, Cesar Madrazo here, and in honor of the 20-year anniversary of Grand Theft Auto 3, Rockstar has decided to release a few special items, or I should say a few special events for Grand Theft Auto Online, one of which is a new valuable item that you can steal in the Cayo Perico Heist. For those of you that don't know, you can steal a panther covered in sapphires, valued in normal mode at $1.9 million, and in hard mode valued at $2.09 million. You can only get that item this week, and you're guaranteed to get that item as your primary target the first time that you scope out the Cayo Perico Heist this week. So you want to make sure that you don't miss out on that. And I'm making this video to show you a slightly better version of my Cayo Perico route, because ever since I did that first video, I actually learned a few things that you can do to get through the heist even faster. Everything is going to be almost exactly the same, with a few minor differences here just to save time and to be a little bit safer, and I'll explain those as we go. I'm also not going to cut anything out in this video because I want you guys to get the most information possible, and maybe just seeing me do the entire heist will help you guys a little bit more. You can see here I'm just swimming towards the grate, and you can actually see what I meant last time when I said to stay as far inward when you're cutting the grate as you can, just to speed things up a little bit. So you can see I'm as far towards the middle as I can possibly be, cutting the grate while still being able to get the green lines. You don't need to hit the green lines dead center. You can hit the sides and it still counts. And if you get those corners there, you can see that you can sometimes cut two at a time, which will help speed things up a little bit as well. So there's the grate out of the way. That's step one. Now you just swim through the drainage pipe and go up the ladder into the compound. Alright, and now I'm in the compound, and from here it's going to be very similar to what you saw in the last video. When the next difference comes up, I'll let you guys know, but here I am. Again, you want to make sure that your headshots are as good as they can be. You saw I missed one bullet there, but then I quickly took him down. You have about 2 seconds to shoot anybody that spots you before they trigger the alarm, so if you're really fast about it, then you can take him out. There's a guy in the background that some people might be tempted to shoot. That's not the Juggernaut, that guy way back there that you saw, but I've learned you actually do not want to shoot him because you will trigger the alarm. So just let him go and kill the Juggernaut in one bullet, as you saw me do. Then, oh, that was a little mistake there, but pretty easy to recover. Just jump up the staircase there. And then shoot that guy down. You actually don't have to shoot that guy down, but if you want to save yourself a little bit of time, if he is just standing there not moving, then you can, and I just did it out of habit. Then get the guy way over there. And then I learned you actually don't need to worry about the guy on the balcony. He doesn't spot you if he's still alive when you leave the compound, so you don't need to worry about him. Just shoot the personal guard that you saw me do there. And then just what we're looking for right now is actually the keys to the locked gates. And this guy right here, this time, dropped the keys, but it could be any of the personal guards. Sometimes it might... no, actually, I think it's a personal guard every time. And then just get this last personal guard. Now, we're not going to be using El Rubio's elevator to get downstairs this time, so you may be wondering, why am I coming up here? Well, two reasons. If you have a painting up here, then you want to go ahead and steal the painting. And two, you want to make sure that you get the money out of this safe. And this time, I was pretty lucky to get a decently high number. So here I am, just running back downstairs, and now that I have the keys to the gate, I'm going to jump down here, and there is another gate that you can unlock. And then the fingerprint scanner down here actually is easier than the fingerprint scanner upstairs, because it only requires half the number of fingerprints that the one in Rubio's office does. So it's better to come down here and do this scanner to get to the main item instead. And once again, just using my 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 method. Again, sometimes you can just use gut instinct and be correct. So, you know, just whichever one is going to be faster. Now for this time, I actually got the bearer bonds, which are in the safe. So now you get to see the other thing that you might have to deal with in here. With the Panther statue, it's going to be the plasma cutter. But for the bearer bonds, it's the safe number, which the safe number, in my opinion, it's a little bit easier, a little bit quicker than doing the plasma cutter. But, you know, everything else, or, well, at least the diamond and this week the Panther statue, they're worth more money than the bearer bonds, so those are obviously the ones that you want to hope for. But if you do get the bearer bonds, then, you know, that's the middleman. Not too valuable, but not too cheap either. It's better than the tequila, and it's better than the ruby necklace. And it's in the safe, which is a little bit faster than the plasma cutter, so, you know. Shot that guy there so he doesn't spot me. Then here I go, making my way out of the compound. And you will see, even though that guy up there is still on the balcony, I will not get caught. Now we're just waiting for my guy to be smart enough to open the exit door. I always get a kick out of that. Even if you have 4 players there, all of them just kind of stand there pushing the gates like idiots, because even though they've robbed this guy 20, 30 times, they still forget about the exit button. Shoot the guy by... voice crack there. Shoot the guy by the motorcycle, and I learned you don't actually need to back up. You just need to take a hard left, and you can drive without backing up, so that's another minor way that you can save yourself a couple of seconds. Then from here, just be careful not to drive into the Jeep's line of sight as you go down. Then make your way to the corner here. And then, there you go. And then once you're in here, another thing that I learned recently is that these underwater mines, these bombs right here, they actually don't do anything. You can run right into them and they will not explode. So you don't need to worry about dodging them or anything. You can just swim straight to the airstrip. And what I do is I just swim directly towards the submarine icon. When you see the first mass of land come up, you're going to want to stay to the left of that landmass. And then once you clear that landmass, then yeah, just follow the submarine icon, and it should take you straight to the hangar that you need to go to start looting the other things before you leave the island. But if you were lucky enough to get 2 paintings in Rubio's office, then you won't even need to loot here. Or even if you got 1 painting, then you won't need to do much looting here. I was not lucky in that regard. You saw that there were no paintings in either spot, so I'm just swimming my way. There we go. There's the landmass right there. So I stay to the left. Not having to worry about the bombs because it turns out they do not do anything. And then now that I am clearing the landmass, there's still a bit to the right there, but I am able to stay to the left of the landmass and swim my way directly towards the submarine icon on the minimap. And by the time I get to the airstrip, I'm going to be pretty much where I need to be, which is going to be to the right of the control tower and directly in front of the first hangar. And once again, these pauses in between what I'm saying, it's because, well, I don't really have much to say during the swimming part, but I did decide I wanted you guys to see me do the whole thing uncut so that you can see exactly how to do it. So we're coming up on the airstrip here. Now you want to make sure that you're a distance away from the airstrip where the guy, from the control tower rather, to where the guy that's by the control tower isn't going to spot you. So here we go.
The control tower is just ahead.
Anytime that you're running through tall grass and your guy stops sprinting, you can jump to make him go a little bit faster. Take out the guy very carefully with 1 bullet outside of that hangar, because if you shoot a second bullet, then the guards that are standing to the right of the hangar are going to hear the bullet, and that's going to trigger the alarm. So once again, you want to headshot that guy in one bullet. You cannot sprint inside the hangar, so just run and jump. And this time I believe I got triple weed, which you can't fit 3 full piles of weed for the heist, but you can fit 2 1/3 full piles of weed. So just taking all the weed that I can out of here, which is going to be all of it, and then in that other little warehouse in the other place, just going to take as much as I can to fill up the bag. Alright, now I'm making my exit. I'm also, you see, activating the larger version of the mini-map there, just to make sure that Rubio is flying back and he's not going to spot me. Now I take out the other guard again very carefully, try to get it done in one bullet. Come around the corner here, take out the camera. One thing that you might see me doing that you don't really have to do, I just do it out of habit, is I'm reloading every time that I fire a shot. You could probably actually save yourself a little bit of time if you don't reload, because if you're really good at the headshots, then you're probably not even going to use one full clip during this entire heist. But it's just a force of habit. Every time that I have a semi-empty clip, even if it's just one bullet, just, you know, the gamer instinct in me says, oh, I need to reload, because I'm not firing and I'm not full. So there you see I have the full bag. There happens to be a motorcycle right here. Sometimes it might be there, sometimes it might not. But if you do have it, then it's another way to save yourself a couple of seconds. So here I am driving off. Driving as close as I can to the submarine before I have to leave the bike. Now, one thing that you might want to do if you really care about taking as much money as possible is do not crash into the water like you just saw me do there. You saw I lost about, I think, $8,000, even though I didn't lose any health. So I don't know why that happens. But if you want to make sure you don't lose anything, then you might want to just stop at the edge of the land, get off the bike, and then just walk into the water. But it's not a huge loss, you know, that little bit of money. I'm still walking away with nearly 1.6 million, which after the fencing fee, it's going to go down to about 1.4 million and then some change. But it is what it is. So you can see here, I was completely secluded. I was completely unspotted the entire time. We are well below 15 minutes. I think we actually finished this one in under 12 minutes. So you just go to the submarine and you wait for the game to decide, okay, you're here. And then that's the end of the heist. And let's check out the results. Here I am delivering the stuff. Get a small envelope that's supposed to be filled with $1.4 million. Potential 5.596. Actual 1.49. Okay, so nearly 1.5 mil. That's pretty good. A few extra bucks for the 100% take. There you go, 11.49. Under 15 minutes. No failed hacks. In full loot bags. So an additional $100,000. So 1.59. So a little over 1.5 million. Then there's the JP, the RP, and the XP. Or RP is XP, sorry. So, that's the end of the heist, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope this helps you in some way. Remember to get that Panther statue, and until next time, guys, I'm Cesar Madrazo, and I am out.